All right, this is day number 2 on Raccoon Roundup. Just pulled up to my farm, about to unload the 4-wheeler. So we're actually gonna, whatever we don't catch in today, we're gonna set off. Due to work, I'm gonna be my actual daytime job, unfortunately. We're gonna be, well, I'll be out of town or won't be able to get to them for a couple days. So leaving these traps set is not an option. So I'm gonna trigger them off and I'll show you how I do that. Just so nothing gets caught. It'll still allow the raccoons to get in there, eat the food. Friday, I'm hoping after work I should be able to get back down here and rebait and reset. So it's unfortunate. I would like to knock out this farm all in one week and move to the next, but that's just not going to be the case. So gotta do what you gotta do. So let's get on down the line, see what we got. All right, where we had the one yesterday pull up as we were checking, we have another catch down in this bottom. So that's 2 out of this location. It does not look happy to see me. So before I go ahead and get that one dispatched, I just want to show you guys kind of how to set these traps off fairly easily. So see the trap right there? All you gotta do is take your boot and it'll pop right out. That trap is no longer engaged. There's no way for it to catch anything. So we'll go over. You can see where the trap pulled out on this one. That was a rookie mistake. There's the stake. I will not be doing that again. I'll be tying off to root systems like that for now on when they're on the side of that hill. We're just able to get too much leverage on it. So here's another trap. Still has bait in it. Just gonna set it off. Don't want anything out here for longer than it has to be. Legally, you have to check them every 24 hours. So let's take a closer look at this one. Little guy. So this was that trail we had coming from the marsh. We said this is where the one pulled out yesterday. Pretty little coon. All right, gonna get it handled and head on down the line. 2 spots, 2 catches. It is not a raccoon, but it is another nest raider. I do not discriminate against nest raiders. They all do not belong on my farm. So let me show what you got, little guy. Again, we will take whatever we can get. We got Mr. Possum. These will do damage on a nest just like a raccoon. They may not be as bad, but they're bad. So the old saying that they eat ticks and they're good for eating ticks and all that other stuff, that's nothing but a load of crap. If oh, there's a pile of deer. If you're not shooting your possums or managing your possums because you think they're eating ticks, you're doing it wrong. So that study was done. They actually put possums in, from what I understand, from what I've read, in a closed cage, I assume, with nothing but ticks, and they ate the ticks. If you put me in nothing but Twinkies, I'm gonna eat Twinkies. You get hungry enough, you're gonna eat what you can. So just a little guy. So gonna get him taken care of and we'll get on down the line. So we actually got, which is very surprising to me, we got a conibear groundhog in a flooded dam on a marsh. That was not what I was expecting, but I will gladly take it because these are not good for farmers. So won't be destroying any more food plots. So all right, moving on down the line. So we're down in the junkyard, the one place that I thought would be on fire, and we have not caught in 2 days. We're gonna go ahead and set them off, and what we'll do at the end is when we go back to reset, something's been eating out of that. That's probably a mouse. We'll check to see what bait's missing. If there's certain traps with no bait missing after, I think it'll be 3 days that I won't be able to, until I can reset them. If there's no bait missing within 3 days, we're probably gonna pull some of these traps and utilize them somewhere else. I mean, this was a great area loaded with sign. I don't know if the weather's got them jacked up because it's been so cold. Tonight's actually gonna be the first really good night we would have had to catch some numbers, in my opinion. Unfortunate, but so I don't know. We'll see. Probably won't see the rebaiting of the traps just because it's really not that interesting. But yeah, so on to the next one. All right, it's been a little slow so far today. The other guys had some catches on their farms. I mean, I got 3 right off the bat, but seems like we hit a dry spell in between, but we got another one. Nice raccoon along this creek bottom. And whoa. And there's just deer taking off everywhere today. We're right on track with getting numbers that we want. And I hate to be disappointed. That's what we're here for. We're here to reduce the numbers, but yep, so another pretty one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get him taken care of. We're not gonna rebait this one. We're just gonna let it sit and move on down the line. All right, we got another groundhog. That's groundhog number 2 for the day. 3 off this farm. I'm still shocked that they're using this close to water. But I mean, even the one down the marsh. So good groundhog, good one to get off the property. And we'll keep on moving down the line. Just as trapping usually does, right about when I'm feeling hopeless and feeling like I don't know what I'm doing, we get something good. There's a lot of deer tracks. We got ourselves, not 1, but 2 raccoons. So I knew this trap would be good, or this spot would be good eventually. It just took some time. But I'm gonna go ahead and get them handled, get them out of here. Like I said, we're not gonna reset these, and we're gonna keep on moving down the line. So I'm going to show you guys something that I've never seen, at least not in this area. We have den holes. I mean den holes. And I'm looking at the tracks all on the outside. The hole looks like it would be a coyote. But everything I'm seeing is fox tracks. But I mean, as far as you can see, just giant holes. There's one behind me. All throughout this hillside. I mean, that's gonna get somebody hurt. But yeah, the size of the holes, I've seen plenty of fox dens. I understand there's usually two tunnels, but I mean that is insane. I've never seen anything like that. Not as far as foxes. If this was coyotes, I could believe it, but foxes, that amount of damage, I mean, someone's gonna get hurt. You have to get them taken care of. But yeah, let me know in the comments, have you ever seen den holes that size? It may not look big in the picture, but I mean, that's basketball size holes. I don't know, to me it looks like coyotes, but the tracks just don't match up to coyotes. I don't know, I might have to throw a mulch tree up over this and see what you got. Comment below, let me know what you think it is. All right, we're out here resetting the raccoon traps after a little work hiatus. We're down in the junkyard. So what I do after I let these sit, I see what traps are hit that don't have any bait. Every one of these didn't have bait. So the raccoons are definitely here. Last video you heard me say I'm surprised we didn't catch. Tonight we're gonna catch. I'll bet money on it. I will bet money on it. There's a ton of raccoon tracks down here. see where they're walking that little drainage just like I thought they would. So tonight we will catch. I'm betting it all on it. So all right, well, I just wanted to show you that, and I'm gonna get down and get these all baited before it gets dark and move on to the next. All right, it's check number 1 of second go around on this farm. We had to pull, well, I had to set up all the traps and let them sit while I was away for work. So set them all yesterday on Friday. Yeah, as you can tell, probably it is pouring its ass off. But we gotta get these traps checked. It's not supposed to slow down at all till tonight, and I have a coyote job to hopefully set on. So don't know what the footage is gonna look like. The camera's gonna get soaked, so it may not be great, but that's what's got to be done. So let's go get miserable. All right, so far we are not doing great for this rainy morning, which I didn't expect a whole lot, but we have a catch. Another Marsh conibear groundhog. Not what I was expecting to catch down here, but I think that's number 4 or 5 on the groundhogs. And I'm not seeing raccoon tracks. I'd like to take 5 more off this property to hit my goal. And I don't think there's many more than 5 to take off. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and get him pulled out. Big old groundhog. Use him for coyote bait, and we're gonna move on down the line. All right, it has been a slow, miserable check. I am soaked to the bone. We have 1 groundhog. We come up to the late season food plot, and we got ourselves a muddy one. Let's get a closer look. So, oh yeah. He's a talker, so muddy as can be. May have came off another farm, may have come off this one, it's hard to say. It's been super slow. Have not had much on the way of raccoons, so I'm gonna go ahead and get him dispatched and move on to the next one. We only have a few more to go. What I'll probably do is let these all sit tonight. Check them tomorrow. My goal is 5 more, so well, now 4 more. So if I can get 4 more tonight, I'll probably just go ahead and pull off this farm, head to the next. If not, I will rebait everything because all the dog food's wet, and probably trap till Monday or Tuesday, depending on what we're seeing. So doing our part, trying to help these turkeys out as much as possible. The closer you can trap to nesting season, the better off you are. So keep that in mind. These dog proofs aren't expensive. Dog food's not expensive, but it can ensure that there's plenty of turkeys around for not just you, but your kids to hunt. So we're not just doing this for ourselves. This is so generations after us still have a place to chase wild turkeys. So keep that in mind, and see you on the next one. All right, I am just going around rebaiting the dog proofs for the last 2 days. We're gonna keep them here. It rained and rained and rained yesterday. Torrential downpours for most of the night. So we're just going through rebaiting sets and get them some fresh. This is probably going to be the best baiting or the best trapping night we've had since we set this property. Just because they didn't move a whole lot last night due to the rain. And everything's soaking wet, so they can smell better. They just tend to have better work. But we do have a catch. Even throughout the rain, we did catch a cat. Nice little possum. So, little guy, we're gonna go ahead and get him dispatched. And again, these possums do damage just like the raccoons. They need to be handled like that. If your raccoon numbers aren't in place, your skunks, your possums, your foxes, your coyotes, your turkeys are gonna have a much harder chance. Now, habitat improvement also helps, but I don't like doing just one thing to get the results. All of them in combination, the better chance your turkeys have at surviving. So predator management is a huge part of that, and it's something we do not take lightly. So I don't expect a whole lot on this this check just for the fact that it did pour and pour and pour all night until about when the sun came up. So, but that's one. So let me get him handled and I'll see you on the next one. All right, we are checking our set that is deep down the marsh off a big den tree. I was actually just about to pull these because they're a pain to get to, and we got tight chains. Let's go check them out. So this has caught 4 now off this property. So well worth the terrible hike in here. I mean, you can look around, it's just thick as all get out, but they're using these trees secluded in the middle of this marsh, eating berries, eating all sorts of stuff. So looks like a younger raccoon. So, well, I'm not gonna let him sit in there too long. I'm gonna go ahead and get him dispatched, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, I guess they moved a little bit better than I thought they were gonna last night. We got another catch. Sorry, I'm out of breath. These hills are hard. So we got this one we just showed you. Got him dispatched, and we're had one more trap on the way to the 4-wheeler. Man, he got this area tore up. So, where's he at? Got him right there. So, that's a big raccoon. So, doing our part. I mean, right now is the time to get rid of these nest raiders. These turkeys will start having nests in the next month or 2, maybe a little bit longer, but you want to get them out as close as you can to when those nests hit the ground. Unfortunately, during turkey season, A, our season's closed if it's not a nuisance job, and B, I'm busy chasing turkeys. I don't have time to trap. I'm traveling from state to state. So, but yeah, nice big old, I'm assuming a boar. Let me get him dispatched, and we'll see you on the next one. So just had something happen that I've never had happen. I came up on one of these ridges that I don't have any traps in. I just want to see if there's any tracks in the mud. Try to see if they moved over here or whatever it may be. And I saw a nice buck jump up. I recognized him from a distance. He wasn't a shooter, but he's probably going to be a shooter next year. And he only had one side. I watched him jump a log. By the time he hit the other side of that log, he did not have any antlers. So let's go pick it up. It doesn't get any fresher than that. He's just a cool rack buck. I mean, he's going to be really neat in another year or 2. But yeah, that's awesome. That's the first time I've ever had that happen, and it does not get any fresher than that. I really wanted to get a hold of his rack just because it's cool looking. I say he's not a monster by any means, but he's just, we keep with the nutrition program, that's going to turn into a stud. So, alrighty, well, most of my sheds have come from trapping in the last 2 years. Shed hunting, I never find anything. Trapping, I found probably 12, 13 in the last year. So, hell yeah, good little shed. All right, we are pulling traps on one of my personal spots. We surpassed our goal for the year of how many we wanted to take off here. We're not really seeing raccoon tracks in the mud anymore. So we decided it's time to pull and move to the next one. No reason to trap something where there's nothing to catch. I did have one trap set up just up that creek. So it was set off. You could tell it had something in for a second, and I could follow the tracks of the raccoon up this bank, and someone couldn't keep their hands out of the cookie jar after just being caught. He's a little guy, so I'm sure he's probably young, not very smart, but he's just an absolute muddy mess. But I could see the tracks falling down that creek, and it went right here, and sure enough, we got him. So I think that's number 25, 26 for this property. So glad to see it. Out here, just trying to knock down these nest raiders. They're overrun everywhere. I mean, you're never gonna truly get rid of them all, but if you can put a good dent in them, it'll make a world of difference. Not only for the turkeys, but we're actually seeing quail here for the first time in, hell, 10, 12 years. Maryland's not known for quail anymore. It used to be. So that just shows what we're doing is making an impact. It's making a difference. So that makes all the long nights, all the money and gas and lures and traps and all that worth it. So, but let me get him taken care of and we're gonna move on down the line.